Hey guys, today's story is about a guest DM that puts in incest as a twist. So, this was my first experience with D&D. I had seen Community and wanted to try it out, so I found a group through work. And 5e had just come out at the time, and our DM was more comfortable with 3.5, so we just played that. I decided that I wanted to play a druid because I liked the aesthetic. I didn't think through the rest of my character too much, since I wanted to learn how to play, so I went for the generic orphan backstory and trusted my DM to expand on that if he decided to. We played with a party of 5, 2 of them being a couple that I worked with, which is relevant only because our 5th dropped off halfway through and the couple invited a friend of theirs who said she had played before. A few months after she joined, our DM had to take a week off, and asked her to DM since she was the most experienced of us. The session that she guest DM'd started off with us finding a tavern in the city that we arrived at. The guest DM described the tavern, bartender and barmaids, as well as the other patrons, and the menu. All fairly normal so far. And then, she described a pretty woman also in the tavern that seemed fixated on my character. And I took the bait, which I deeply regret. Now, our game had always been sexual, but in a fade-to-black way. But not this time. The guest DM described how this woman led my character upstairs, undressed me, and then described very graphically the foreplay, the deed itself, and the encore. I felt uncomfortable with this level of detail, but it didn't look like anyone else did, so I didn't speak up. Then I sat for maybe half an hour in silence as the guest DM RP'd with the rest of the party. Eventually, the rest of the party also retired upstairs, and the guest DM turned to me.
"You wake up in the middle of the night,"
she said,
"reaching for the beautiful woman, but realizing that she was no longer tangled in your embrace. You notice an intense heat on you, and you turn to see the woman standing at the foot of the bed. But now red-skinned, you blink, and suddenly she has horns and wings."
Okay, I thought. So this woman is a succubus. Cool. But the guest DM went on.
"You've grown up to be quite a fine man. I'm so glad that I found you. I'll never let you go again. You're home now."
And she goes on, blah blah blah, and revealed that this succubus that my character slept with was actually his long-lost mother. I straight up said, what the heck? But no one else at the table seemed revolted. Just surprised in an interested way. The session ended afterwards on this cliffhanger reveal. I texted the DM later, and he didn't know anything about the guest DM's plans. And this definitely wasn't the backstory he had planned for my character. But his stance was, what's done is done, and he didn't want to disrespect the guest DM by retconning her session. I told him that I didn't feel okay with my character committing incest, and he said sorry, but I knew that he didn't actually care. I talked with the couple later in the week, and they thought it was hilarious, and that I was taking it too seriously. So, I quit the game. I wasn't okay with my character being misled to commit incest. And I wasn't okay with a group where half the members were friends with the guest DM and would side with her. I got a bit of flack while at work from the couple for a bit, but they eventually let it go. And that's the story of my first game, where my character's blank state backstory came to bite me in the bum. Well guys, yet another DM that puts their fetishes in the game. And if it's not a fetish, then they have a rather screwed up sense of humor. And honestly, I feel like this guy might want to get new friends. All of them kinda sucked here. But, in any case, that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.